On Air, episode 130.
Welcome to the Tommy Show. Yeah. And from what I hear, a big shout out to the Tommy Man. Good to see you guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming in. It's always great to have you guys.
Give it up for the audience.
All right.
Hey, I see in the VIP, former council member Scott Sherman's in the VIP.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would have had him escort. Dude, I didn't see you over there. Good to see you, man. Scott and I are good friends. You know, Scott was the only person that realized that you only get perspective when you sign the front of a paycheck in serving government. And he was a small businessman and did a great job in city council. Applaud.
Yes. And we have a lot of surprises today with the Sully Band. We have one of our guests who's going to sing a song, and one of our guests' husband is going to go up there to play congas. That's going to be fun, right?
I was not alerted.
Well,
So it is the Tommy Band. Big fan.
Everything's a surprise.
I think I know who's going to sing. She's an icon in San Diego, and she's a great chef. Correct?
Maybe, but yes, that's probably true.
And I know who's going to steal the congas, and he's very talented. So
Yes.
you can take a break, Nacho. So good to see you guys. All right, get it going.
Let's
go.
bring out our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, from KUSI News, give it up for the First Lady of KUSI, Lauren Phinney. Woo!
What's up, sister?
Lauren.
Lauren Phinney.
Now,
Lauren walks in and goes,
there's a reason why we chose Guns N' Roses, because
I got it.
a few days ago, what happened?
I went to the Guns N' Roses concert at Snapdragon.
And how was it?
Amazing. Much better than expected, I
did you
think.
take the kids?
No, did not take the kids. We were actually in the pit.
Whoa.
Kidding.
That was my first experience in a mosh pit.
Did they put you over their heads and push you through the crowd?
No, we did not crowd surf.
The pit at GNR.
Is
You don't fit
mellow.
that bill. I mean, I know we're friends, but you don't look like you'd be at GNR.
I don't look like I'd be a huge GNR fan, but I think it was their ballad initially, November Rain. I was 10 years old, and
Wow.
and I got hooked.
10.
Bring us back to a gentler time.
I was 10. Well, that's the cool thing about.
I was 10 years old.
I
was
in
an
my
awkward-
room
I
and
was an-
cry. Sometimes we all just need to be alone. But I got into GNR, and that's the cool thing about Guns N' Roses is that at the concert, so many different generations, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you had kids there who obviously love Guns N' Roses from listening to it from their family members, and then you had people who were, you know, the big 1985. They were whatever.
And hair farmers, they got a Firebird.
And God bless Axl Rose, because back in the 80s, you know, he was Axl Rose, never showed up on time.
And now
Never.
Then he
They
went
were
away.
And now he looks
spot
like
on time.
an SAIC employee. He looks like an engineer now, but he still can sing.
You know, not only can he sing, he gave 100% energy the entire show. They played for over 3 hours. You're a musician, you know. I mean, a full. I think it was like 3 hours and 20 minutes.
That guy is amazing.
Yeah.
And they were on time.
Which, by the way, Ernie Hahn tells a story of him having 2 shows back to back, like a Friday, Saturday. He shows up for the first show at midnight. There's parents calling the stadium. I thought my kid be done by now.
Nope.
And he goes back to LA and he flies in like 12:30 the next day. It's like, hey, it's GNR, and people waited for him.
People wait.
But I'm glad you got to go. What did you think
fun.
What did you think about Snapdragon Stadium?
I like it. It's beautiful. It was no complaints. There's food there. We stayed at this little picnic table.
And there's no rusty seats like it.
There are no rusty seats. The bathrooms work.
There's no
and
danger when you
nice
walk in.
and clean.
Gee, I miss the Murph.
Oh, yeah.
It was iconic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though it was really crappy at the end there. I mean, it was
It was
It was
ours.
dangerous. You had to just hop over stuff. But I really miss the whole footprint there. I miss the fact that that we did not only Charger football, but we had Billy Joel there.
Yeah.
We had street scene there.
The
It's
Stones.
the history that you won't be able to revisit when you. But now there's, you know.
I played
new
in the
memories
Super
to be
Cue
made.
Bowl. 1977 Pop Warner team. We played in the stadium.
Super Cue Bowl.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I did up with people there.
Do they have a plaque there?
Last time I missed
Little, little Tommy played.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We missed something. What did you just say?
I did. I was a linesman. I was a ball boy.
He was.
I did up
He
with
was
people
with
there
Up With People.
in 1979.
Sully was in Up With People.
You know, I don't remember. You know what? Look at the pause.
Singing Up,
Crap.
Up and Away.
That was lame back then. So.
All right, we have more
All right.
guests. Let's bring out our next guest.
She's back. It's kind of a reunion from Fox 5 San Diego. Give it up for Elizabeth Alvarez.
You know, I love.
Hi, guys. Hi, my friends.
I love that random, handsome studio members just pull you out and dance with you.
I know, well,
You know, that's Liz's
random.
husband, right? Give him a hand, please.
I know. Who
Jose.
is this man in? That's my hubby.
Here's my two problems with him. He can eat anything he wants, and he has the same pants he had in high school. You are. You're a handsome.
He's gifted with that.
He's
guys.
handsome, right?
How'd you guys meet?
Oh, boy. It's a long story, but long story short, we met in college. I was a freshman, and he was a junior, and he was my resident assistant. So he was the RA at the door.
Oh.
Oh.
And you wanted some extra leniency.
I needed some help. I needed some support. And so, yeah,
You were on the floor. That he was the RA.
he was the RA.
RA, hey,
at
RA,
the
babe.
Actual seat, yeah.
Was he the guy that was like semi, hey, anything come to me, and he was never there? Like, you know, the RA was like, they got an extra $5, and they did nothing.
Well,
But no, you know what I'm talking about. Like, he was like your,
It sounds like
He was-
Jose
he had a-
was very helpful.
most
with
RAs,
it.
he was.
most RAs had an import-export business, if you know what I mean.
But you know, that's initially how we met, and then our relationship
good
kind
one.
of blossomed going salsa dancing, which is why kind of something that brought us, I think,
Actually,
together.
you brought him together because that wasn't.
Well, we're so
He
happy.
said, hey, let's go to Henry's for the let's go salsa dance.
It's so
That was all
cool.
you.
It's so cool. We have Lauren from KUSI, Elizabeth from Fox 5 San Diego. We are now Next Star family,
I know,
and it's so
exciting.
cool.
Sister stations.
We're family. We're like sisters from another mister, right?
Well, we sure missed you, and we missed your salsa dancing here.
Yeah.
And your snarky attitude. You know, she's got a mouth. She likes to run it. She's a little lippy, but it's great to have you.
True. That's
We
not-
miss. No, we really
She
did miss
just
you.
liked to play her music loud in a college dorm room, so she needed to make friends with the RA. And then
Well, we're glad you're back, and you're gonna be a
Thank
regular,
you.
and we got a
No.
bigger stage for you now.
We're excited.
we miss
We're
Liz
super
so
excited.
much at KUSI. So it was so exciting when this partnership happened because now we're back together.
Yes.
And and people
Kumbaya.
still today are constantly like, you changed channels, or where did you go? And they'll say, we love KUSI. Well, watch you too now on Fox 5, but I get it all the time. And so it's really, for me,
Yeah.
it really is exciting.
You-
It's an
And
exciting time.
when we have you back, that means we have David Purdell back, your photographer.
Yes, my photographer, David,
Yeah.
which, by the way, he just won a bunch of awards. Super talented photographer.
Press awards, right?
San Diego Press, yeah.
Do you guys feel like you're competitors? You know, like 2 stations, 2 books.
It is, I mean,
I got Liz
we're
this week.
going to be 2 separate stations, right? KUSI will
Well, yeah.
remain KUSI. KUSI is such a branded, long-time standing legacy station. Fox 5, we have a different format. So you picture it, it's going to be 1 newsroom, but 2 different stations. And there's going to be some shared resources, right?
Yeah, I will say I've been in other markets where it's been really cutthroat, and I never felt that about San Diego. I mean, I would go out and cover stories, and you're chatting with reporters from the other stations, and you're helping each other, and
We're all
it
friends.
it just
True.
never felt like it did in other markets where
Yeah.
there's other towns where it's very cutthroat.
Well, what's interesting though is you guys are both favorites. Right? People, honestly, you guys have icon brands and heritage brands here, and so it's great to see you guys together. I would love to see you guys at the same desk sometime. It'd be fantastic.
You've done that before.
Well, they are right now. They're not.
Did
They're
you
not
hear
the same
that?
dance.
Well, that ever happened? Yeah, 'cause I didn't see it now. Come on.
That would be awesome.
Okay, we have 2 more guests.
This is
Let's
Alvarez,
bring
ladies
out
and gentlemen.
Our very next guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's a partner, she's the owner, she's a chef of the Cone Restaurant Group. Give it up for the legendary Chef Deborah Scott.
Great to have you, Deb.
She's so polite.
Take your time. Take your time.
That's how you do it, right?
Love you.
Love you too.
You know, don't you love that we know her? Because you can drop the name every time you go to the restaurant. Hang on.
It's a big deal to know you.
Do you still like cooking?
Yeah, I like cooking mostly at
I
home.
believe you.
That was a hard no.
I like cooking at home. I have an outdoor kitchen now, and I like using that. I have a wood-burning oven and all that, and it's just like it's fun because we have this big area where you can entertain and talk to our guests, and you know that kind of thing.
So you
But-
basically live on a campsite.
basically.
Okay, good.
But in the restaurant, if I do see somebody doing something that doesn't look right to me, I have been known to jump back there.
Do you ever microwave like top ramen just for that?
No!
Oh,
Okay.
no.
You ever have
I
like?
don't like microwaves too much.
You ever chop
Or
up?
even
you ever-
technology, you're actually, so you're off the grid. Basically, you have a Coleman stove, and you cook outside.
No, well, when I was
Do
a
you know
kid,
what?
I did.
First of all, the food that you created, okay, was the most unique I've ever seen. Like, you were the paradigm shift in San Diego.
Yes.
And I've been here a long time.
Kimasabi.
It's true. No, I'm not kidding. Do you remember when somebody's like, wait, they don't serve fish tacos? Because that was our thing. And then suddenly we shifted to,
All this fusion.
exactly,
right?
fusion. Yeah, it was fusion.
Yeah, and I didn't even know what fusion was at the time. You know, I was doing things that were just, to me, I liked, but people found odd. And people would order by, like, seeing something walking by, and they go, oh, I'll take that. Because they look at the menu, and it's like wild boar bacon, black runner beans, all these, and they're like,
My game name,
whatever.
Wild Boar Bacon, and his
know.
name is Black
But you
Runner
made
Bacon.
it pretty.
Yeah, so it was more a matter of, oh, that's tall, I'll take that, or that's crazy looking, this big fish with a lemongrass sticking out a couple feet, and or these rats with big teeth made out of chocolate, and
Sounds delicious.
Wow.
That's it.
crazy things.
I love that you
but-
said they're very tall. I want the tallest food you got. Bring it over. You did do this, what do they call that? Presentation.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd never seen.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And everybody adopted it immediately. I remember. It was immediate. It wasn't like, hey, you know, we should go back to that Sheldon's place on Marina Boulevard. They've
Yeah.
got great chicken croquettes. It was, you guys were successful immediately. There was no ramp up.
Well, it's funny because during that time it was Bernard and myself, basically. You know, we tease about that. We just went to lunch a couple weeks ago, and we were saying we would call each other and go, "Who's going to get this one?" And it was going to be Bernard or I. So that was back in a time before all these great chefs came to San Diego, and now San Diego is really a food destination.
Isn't the 800-pound gorilla in the room? Where'd you go to lunch? And what'd you order?
Oh yeah.
Me?
Yeah, you guys.
I'm the most simplest.
But you guys went to lunch. Where'd you guys go?
We went to Hong Kong Dynasty on Convoy. We went with Euphemia Nien. She used to work with Bernard for years and years. As a matter of fact, I did a class with the two of them back in like 20 years ago. But she's a very interesting lady. She's a little on the bossy side, but she
Said
means well.
the bossy woman.
I know, but for me, it's like, hey, like, you know.
And
she goes,
you were a musician long before you were cooking, right?
Which
And-
I had
and-
no idea.
Oh my gosh, you can sing.
And you chose White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane, right?
yeah, you know.
Can you
Super
sing?
trippy.
Can you still
Can
sing?
I sing?
Would you sing on stage?
Oh, would
if the,
I? Oh,
if the
yeah.
band?
Am I the shy
Right
girl?
now?
Let's do it.
Come on.
A little later, not yet, but a little later.
All right.
We should have you do
all
it.
right, all right.
Look at you with the in-ears.
these are two-
My goodness.
I know.
I can't wait.
Two amazing
I've heard you
qualities to make a heck of a coconut margarita and be able to rock it on stage.
Imagine,
Yes.
imagine,
I'm super
imagine
jealous.
Lauren points out the coconut margarita.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I know, we know what
If you've never had Chef Deb's coconut margarita, definitely put it on your to-do list.
How many of you had total?
We did a live show at Costera on the barge, and Chef Deb was obviously,
Having fun.
Jovial,
No,
welcoming.
she was preparing all sorts of dishes for us, as she does. She loves to do. And she's, Lauren, you got to try my coconut margarita. I think it was newer at the time.
Wow, that sounds
and I literally it changed my life.
Like,
I was like, this is amazing.
What'd you go wrong at lunch?
I'll walk
Maybe
around
next
the
time.
dining room with a big tray of little ones and give them out. People love it.
Because it sounds like a different, you wouldn't think to put coconut and margarita together, but it's a phenomenal, I mean, hello,
Yeah.
thank you.
By the way, will you
That's
sing? Can
phenomenal.
you sing now?
If you want.
Hit it, hit it up. Let's go. Wait, not now?
You're gonna sing a little later, but
Wait.
going into the break, I think Elizabeth Alvarez's husband, Jose,
He's right there?
is gonna play Smooth as we go to commercials, and then we'll be back after the break.
All right. How do we fill the brim of the studio audience, and what do we got coming up?
At audience at loft100studios.com.
Audience at
Get
Loft
here.
100 Studios.
Yep.
Does it cost anything?
Absolutely not. It's free, and a lot of times we surprise you with donuts or taco trucks and maybe some giveaways, like I think maybe today.
Oh, here we go.
Audience at loft100studios.com.
Give it up for Jose Escobar.
You know,
Nailed it.
I say we lose the lead singer and get Nacho and Jose. That's it.
Yes.
Because when I'm up there, it feels like a wedding band. They feel like professionals right now. Good job.
Good job.
All right. Give it up for Jose one more time. Jose Escobar.
Hey, Jose. Do you do this often? Do you have a band that you play with?
Oh, the garage is my band.
Nothing wrong with that.
Every day.
With the kids.
Yeah, with the kids sometimes.
Do you guys have
I sit.
like a partridge family?
He's got like a man cave in the garage. That's his man cave.
How much of the garage is his?
A big chunk of it.
So there's no shoe storage there?
We do have our shoe. Yeah, we put our shoes there.
I'm gonna negotiate for more garage space, pal. You need more instruments. Thanks for coming. We appreciate you. You guys sound good with him. Nacho? Just saying.
And then,
Thank you, Nacho.
and coming up next, coming soon, Chef Deborah Scott will be singing Jefferson Airplane White Rabbit. But we do have another guest to bring out from San Diego by way of Tampa. Give it up for Sharply Steely, Dr. Abby Olulade.
Go kiss the ring. Wow, Steve Dillard always playing that last note. Steve, I always had a one-up everybody. Steve Dillard, by the way, Leonard Skinner, the Righteous Brothers, Huey Lewis, Jimmy Buffett. Give him a big hand. most of the albums you have at home, he played on. And Trip Sprague, of course, same thing. I don't know who the other girls are, but it's great to have you guys on. Thanks for coming, kids. All right.
But once again, give it up for Dr. Olulade. You know what? And the reason why you're here is because I saw you on television, I think being interviewed by Phinney, and I said, that woman has something. She needs to be on our show, and you were nice enough to come on here. So thank you.
Aw, you're amazing.
Because you're
Thanks
a real
for having
doctor.
me. I am.
Not like Dr. Jerry Buss. You're a real doctor.
I am. I don't just play one on TV. Yes.
And how did you?
Absolutely.
What made you want to become a doctor? Because I know you grew up in Tampa, and you originally from Nigeria.
Yeah. I grew up in Nigeria actually, and I moved here when I was about 16 years old. So in terms of like remembering when I decided to be a doctor, I don't remember. I think I just wanted to be just like my dad, and he was amazing. He was a doctor, and so I'm from your standard A is for average family, and so really my brothers are doctors, my mom's a pharmacist. So
Yeah, that's average.
It's really.
Yeah, my other brother's a NASA pilot.
Yeah, so it's
You know,
really the family business. Medicine is a family business. So
Is it
yeah.
real? No, where'd you go to med school?
Wake Forest.
So, I went to UCLA.
College, Brian Piccolo went to Wake Forest.
Oh, nice.
And no one knows who Brian
yeah,
Piccolo
great
is.
school.
other
Yeah.
than- remember the movie Brian's Song? Yeah. He had cancer and died. It was an amazing movie. I went to UCSD thinking I was going to be a doctor. I went to the first class. I saw a film strip on open heart surgery, vomited, and
You're like,
thank God Sully's not in the medical business.
Yeah, my roommate in med school passed out, like anatomy lab first day. She just passed out,
That's
and that
not
was
why.
pretty common. So
Tommy and I passed out in college also. That's not the reason. Bill, it's great to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you specialize in?
I'm a general practitioner, so family medicine, so everything essentially. So from
Because I'm asking because I got this.
Oh yeah.
God, you remember Russ was alive? Russ would do that. If he had a dentist in, he would ask him every time. If there was a lawyer, I have a legal question for a friend.
and he would really ask.
Oh, he'd have his shirt open and say, "Can you check this lesion?
I know.
Can you tell people what you do for a living when you're on a plane? Like if you have an Apple T-shirt on, like if I worked for Apple, I would say I was in construction because those guys are pinned to the corner every time they go on a holiday, right? If you work at the Apple, what's it called, Genius Bar? Those guys never. I got 3 questions right now. Same thing for doctors, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like my
So my
shoulders
friends
are
do it
low.
all the time. You know, when we're out, they're like, "Yeah, she's a doctor," and I'm like, "Shut up."
What's the
Don't say that.
strangest, most awkward question you've been asked by out in the public?
Well, at a bar, this guy literally started pulling his pants down to show me his rash. So, you know, what I do now is like.
Oh, they call it a rash at the bar.
Yes, and I'm like, what I do now is basically, you know, I know it's like totally fine in my mind, right? But I'm like,
Actually, it's not that
oh my
fun.
gosh. Get it checked out quickly, you know? And then no one ever asked me anything again. But yeah, it happens.
So doctors are tactile. Like, hey, tell me how you feel. They're always touching you. You guys can do that because you're used to that.
Yeah.
Have you ever been somewhere where someone shouts out, "Is there a doctor in the house?"
Yeah.
Yes, that's happened on a plane.
You go to the
yeah,
restaurant.
Of course.
And what
I'm
happened?
just like, well, I mean, it was someone who was having maybe a heart attack. It ended up being reflux, thankfully. But it can happen at any time. So you just have to be ready. And hopefully you haven't been drinking or having too much fun, you know?
Hopefully.
So, but
safety
yeah, it happens. It can happen anytime. So.
How did you get from Tampa to San Diego?
Yeah, so just an opportunity with an awesome medical group, so Sharpie Sealy, which is so amazing. It's been awesome, and of course, San Diego is the best city in the country, in my opinion. So, and I just took it, and it was just something that came up, and I'd been thinking about for a few years. The first time I came out here to visit, I was like, why don't I live here? You know, so and it's
I
been
think that
great.
guy in the bar said the same thing. Hey, why don't you live here? I have a question. If you think in terms of medicine, you know, how are we doing in terms of healthcare in this country, and how are we doing in San Diego? We're supposed to be a smart city. We've got every single great asset in terms of medical facilities. Are we 24th in the country, in the world, just like education, or are we doing it?
Yeah, you know, so San Diego is really unique because we have a lot of really great healthcare systems here, like world-renowned. So Sharp Healthcare, which I work for, Scripps, and we have Scripps Research. So a lot of the research about COVID came from La Jolla Research, Scripps Research. We have a really, really good medical community, very good knowledge. But unfortunately, there's all the disparities. You know, people can't get access to care. All of those things still happen here, and so we have a long way to go.
And they also have medi shops here. So I heard. So part of the healthcare.
Well, coming up after the break, Chef Deborah Scott, can you sing after the commercials?
Sure, why not?
Well, you've been leading up to it since the 8
boy.
o'clock. All right. Well, thank you for coming. It's great to have you. I got a thing I want to talk to you about my shoulder on the way. You guys, it's so great to see you guys in one place again.
Yes.
And Deborah, I need a table on Saturday for 5. On the air is on the air. Thank you guys. We got more to come.
For the live audience.
Do you want to experience On the Air with Sully and Little Tommy live and in person? Look at this crowd! Right here at Loft 100 Studios. If so, email us at audience@loft100studios.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Deborah Scott.
Wow.
Yeah, normally when your friend goes up and sings, it's like...
So good.
Normally
Amazing.
when your friend goes up and sings, he's got like an old guy's roof t-shirt on, cargo shorts, he's singing Brown Eyed Girl. That was great. Your performance was very talented. Come on. Because you know the type.
Not my usual smoky environment for singing, but it's...
But that, of course you have been singing that song.
I got stoned hearing that. Just from hearing it.
To be clear.
Just from hearing it.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, you've performed at the Music Box and a couple
Yeah,
other
at the Music Box before and at Humphreys, but my main thing was like years ago at a place in Virginia Beach called The Shack. We were the house band, and it was a fun time. I did that at night, and I was the only woman lifeguard on Virginia Beach during the day.
Oh, you're
my gosh.
A lifeguard too.
So I went from that to at night to The Shack to sing and play rhythm and guitar in a band. So that was a super fun time.
She was also a security guard. At the
Wow.
I don't know
Isn't
about
being a
that.
house band great? Isn't it super fun?
Yeah.
Not a lot of great decisions made, but super fun time.
Yeah.
We were the house band for the Kraken. Maybe you heard of it? No, we are where we are now because of the Kraken. It was super fun, but man, We should have done that like 18 times less. And when I hear the Shack, that's a famous bar. And a lot of musicians cut their teeth there. So why didn't you stay in music?
Why did I say music?
Why didn't you stay in music?
Why did I stay in music? Oh, well, for one thing, I wanted to
eat. You wanted to eat.
live.
Oh, there's that.
And it's not the most healthy environment, you know what I mean? I mean, some people probably do okay with that, but during that time, I think if I continued on that, you know, in that thread, maybe it wouldn't have been a good thing.
That's a really
I remember nights turning around
Sounds like
and
fun.
my drummer was my best friend. I would focus on him in order to stay, you know, in line, so to speak.
Stand.
It was a fun time, but it was a place and time, you know, and then I had to, you know,
Well, it sounds
go
like
to
you've
school.
it sounds like
do
you've
a
been doing it
real
every
job.
weekend.
I mean,
Once again, Chef Deborah Scott.
Thank
I do have a question for Liz and Lauren. When I first met you guys, I don't think you guys had children. And now you guys do.
Oh my gosh.
What's that like, being moms?
crazy busy, right?
Yeah.
When we talk about it all the time, Lauren and I mean, when even outside of work, I mean, this whole time we've been talking about our kids.
Baseball, yeah.
Baseball, her son, my son play baseball. And it's busy.
I think at least I noticed for me, it was just a complete shift of being a different person and prioritizing different things at different times. But to be able to still have my job, I call it me time. It, you know, most people think it's like going to the gym or going, and now it's me time. It's something that I had consistently through before having kids and getting married.
Because when people call in sick at KUSI and we call you to fill in, you say yes immediately. Yes, please.
Yeah, get me out of the house, please.
It's like your time. Yeah, it's like a retreat for you. No, but it's true. I mean, and I've been doing morning news for so long, and I've chosen to do the morning news.
Yes,
Why?
yes.
Because, and we talk about this often, because you do morning news also, is because it allows us to be able to work in this crazy, fast-paced news industry, have a full-time job, go to work while your family is sleeping, and then get home and be able to be at home and pick the kids up from school.
Because I asked Liz before
do
going
dinner.
to mornings, because I had done nights for so many years, 15 years. And then I said, I don't know if I could do this morning thing, but my husband, you know, I think it's going to be better for the family. Liz is like, you're going to love it. It's going to be so much better for the family.
You're going to be a zombie for the rest of your life, but you will love it.
But it's really rewarding.
Because you have to get up super early, right? I mean, it's not like you walk in and get on the show.
Or you're already.
I wish. No, I mean, I have about we have about 5 different alarm clocks on our phone, but I get up at 2:30, 2:45. Wow. And I have my shift's a little bit earlier than Lauren's, so I have to be in, and I like to be camera ready. I go in at 3:30 because I never know what's going on, and we're on the air at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I like to be somewhat awake.
Both Brian and your husband bought, I gave it to him for Christmas, a set of earplugs, just one each. So when they're on their side, they can't hear the birds singing it. I will tell you, both you guys are great fathers. You guys actually did this without a giddy up. Your on-air presence is the same. I know you're pedaling as fast as you can underwater, but congratulations for having kids and a career, because it's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think anyone knows what it's like to have kids until they actually have kids, because I didn't realize it. I had my nieces, and I went to go visit them, and I was like, wow, this is intense, right? You know, it's just so crazy, and it's totally amazing that you guys do it, so congratulations.
Do they go nuts when they see on TV? Do they see on TV, like, that's mommy, or that's, you know, who's that? Or is it just, oh, by the way, by this point? Like,
They do my kids do from time to time, but they're pretty busy in the morning, so they don't always watch our morning show.
Yeah, mine's not impressed.
Well, one day, you guys all have kids.
Not impressed.
You guys all have kids. I just want to show you my granddaughter.
Yeah, Olivia.
Can I say?
Olivia.
So cute.
Our Emmy Award-winning director, Jared Coleman, is expecting on November 4th through the 11th. Give that.
my God.
There he is.
Girl dad.
Hey, Jared, speaking of cranking, we should probably go one last time, because those days are over. Listen.
Yes.
We have 2 more segments here.
Yes, we do.
Let's go. On the air. Thank you guys for coming. Good to see you. I have to have surgery. How do we we fill the brim of the studio audience? And what do we got coming up?
At audience at loft100studios.com.
Audience at Loft 100 Studios.
Yep.
Does it cost anything?
Absolutely not. It's free. And a lot of times we surprise you with donuts or taco trucks and maybe some giveaways, like I think maybe today.
Oh, here we go.
Audience at loft100studios.com.
Trip's gonna keep playing. You go ahead, Trip. Trip Sprague from the Kenny Loggins Band, fantastic musician of the Peter and Trip Sprague. You guys have you heard of Peter Sprague?
Yeah.
One of the finest guitarists in the land. And then there's Trip. Trip.
You know, true story. Back like in 1982, when I was just out of high school, I was taking telecommunications at City College, and my first thing I had to do was mic two musicians. It was Peter Sprague and Trip Sprague.
And by the way, they are legendary. Trip has played with Kenny Loggins. Trip is a lifelong San Diego surf rat, but one of the best musicians in the room.
Yes.
One of the best musicians in San Diego and in the world. Thank you, Trip. Appreciate it. And there's James East. What's your story? I was it Costco? And somebody kept saying, love your show. What's the leader of the band's name?
Yeah.
I said, James East. By the way, you're not the leader of the band. Just saying. So, fantastic.
In my
I
eyes,
love the whole
yeah.
band's up here today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have, they sort of have parsed us from playing every other weekend in San Diego because they're putting us on a European tour next year. And
Are you serious?
I'm hoping we get back to the Kraken. Yes, it's exciting stuff thanks to these guys because, again, I sound like a wedding singer with them. They sound better without me.
Yes, agreed. Agreed. Hey, I got a question for Dr. Olulade. I mean, you're doing great stuff with Sharp Reese Steely. Yeah. Can you, as a doctor, with your status right now, can you say, you know what, I want to move to New York. I want to move, like, do you have a job everywhere?
Yeah.
Like, because you're a doctor?
Absolutely, yeah. That's the one thing. You can
confidence in that?
essentially work anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because I'm a general practitioner, so there's always a need. And, you know, like you were saying, there's a shortage of doctors, actually. So a big shortage, and it's only going to get worse. So, yeah, I could. So they better keep me there. I'm just kidding. I love it. I love her here. I love it. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it true that men are bigger babies than women?
You said what?
Is it true that men are bigger babies than women?
I would tell you the only people that I get called about that pass out in the lab are men, the tallest men.
Well, that's because he just came
Football
from the back. I have zero pain tolerance. My pain avoidance is my number one thing.
It's a good instinct to have.
You come with me with a needle. I mean, it's amazing. And I always heard that. I suspected it was true after watching you two guys have babies. So great to have you. What's next for you coming up? Are you promoting anything? Do you promote strips, or are you just saving lives?
I'm just saving lives. Every day. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you two, I mean, you guys are set in San Diego, Fox 5 San Diego, KUSI News. I mean, you guys, this is where you'll always be.
Yeah, I get asked that question a lot. Like, where do you want to go from here? And I'm like, you know, I chose to come here. I don't want to go anywhere. I mean, I've already moved around enough over the course of...
Do you guys still do storm crisis when it's misting outside with a yellow jacket?
That is a crisis.
When it's foggy?
Well, we just
Storm
had
watch.
Hurricane Hillary who came through, or whatever that was.
By the way, okay, let's talk about that. Hurricane Hillary.
I know.
It was a
I'm going to lose the studio. I'm boarding up the windows.
Now, do you hear everybody going,
And
what?
it sounded like a Prius going down the street. I mean, what happened there?
I know.
Look, I don't know how Lauren feels about this. We both, actually, you worked in Tampa. I worked in Orlando, Florida for quite a few years, and we both covered hurricanes, tropical storms. They're no joke. I mean, these are devastating storms.
It'd be better for you all to be mad that it didn't live up to the hype than
how much
to
would
say,
be happy?
hey, you didn't tell
Whoa.
me about this.
It's not about that.
But can I say that, and yes, it was not, I think for a lot of people, it was not all that it was cracked up to be or hyped up to be, but I had a roof leak.
Oh.
So I'm saying they're out there.
But you had a roof leak before. Can I say this? Whoa.
I did not have
Do you know how much the average San Diegan spent? The average San Diegan spent, let me put the business hat on, that weekend to protect their homes.
Okay, well,
Oh, yeah, never mind that. Sorry.
just provide the information.
Yeah.
I can tell you something. I spent
We're the
Right,
messengers.
I spent $650 topping off the propane tank, cleaning out the septic tank.
We closed 36 restaurants.
Yes,
right
thank you.
I know.
So basically,
But you know
COVID is
what?
better than
But we didn't tell you to do that, right?
No, but let me tell you, in the defense of that, I'll
That's
tell
your
you
argument?
what. Number one, our guests were very appreciative
Yeah.
because it kept our employees and our guests out of harm.
Yeah.
And number two, you just never know. You just never know. It's better
Yes.
to be
Okay.
safe.
I think
and
we
to
knew.
Make people be aware and protect themselves. I think it's a good thing.
And that's exactly what I did because I was watching the news and I wanted to be prepared. And so I got a hotel room for 2 nights. Because I knew I had to go to work, so I got a hotel room nearby the station, and I paid over $1,000 for sprinkles. But
I live farther than Tommy, and I did not get a hotel room. So it's all what you want to do with the
Is that
information.
your argument?
That's
Huh?
right.
That's your argument. You were good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, look, God bless the weather departments of all the news stations, but did anybody really think?
yes.
Here's the coast. Here's the coast.
San Diego.
Hurricane's heading this way. I'm going like there's 3 inches still at San Diego. It wasn't ever coming here. Why can't we just
But
say?
it did have a direct impact in Baja, you know. So
Yeah.
it did.
I don't live in
came
Baja.
As a Cat 1, Category 1.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, God bless you for covering it.
You're more powerful than you thought you were. You guys can tell what happened.
Can I do Storm Watch next time when it's misting outside in the morning with a yellow jacket? Honestly, that's the best part about local news. Storm Watch and a hurricane's coming. Sure.
Next thing you know, you become one of those memes. What are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean like local news is?
But you can't win. I think you get used to just not being able to make everyone happy when you're in this business.
I don't
for
think it was a
long
happier
time.
set. How about you guys? Hey, weather guy here. You think it's gonna come? I'll take your calls next, and let people guess at it.
Question for Chef Deborah Scott. Back in 1988, I remember it was just the Corvette Diner. And that was it basically for the Cone Restaurant Group.
Right.
Do you have more than one restaurant now?
Well, it's a funny kind of story because when I had a little Indigo Grill under the La Pension Hotel.
Love that restaurant.
I love the Pension Hotel. And that's on the corner of Dayton and India. And David and Leslie used to come there and eat all the time. And so one day out of the blue, David calls me and he goes, "Hi, this is David Cohen." I'm like, "Okay, hi." And he said, "Can you meet me at Corvette Diner?" And so I said, "Oh, okay, what's the address?" And I met him. And literally, we got in his car and we drove. He said, "I'm going to take you to 3 locations. You're going to pick one, and I'm going to make you a famous chef and restaurateur in San Diego."
Wow.
So we went to one in La Jolla, we went to one in Hillcrest, and we went to one in the Gas Lamp. And I said, "I'll take the one in Hillcrest." I was just like, whatever. We pulled the car over. He called his attorney. He called his broker. And literally 45 minutes later, I was signing a contract with David to be part of the Cone Restaurant Group and signing the brokerage forms for the ownership of Kimasabi, formerly Calliope's, at 3958 Fifth Avenue.
Wow.
And that was my first restaurant.
Wow.
And you cut it.
Great story.
4OTA coming up.
Great.
Take the break that we are on the brink of. We're on the table. This is when I don't know the words, but it don't matter. And if you're tired of the same old story, ooh, turn the pages. I'll be here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sully Band.
You guys should do this for a living.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Sully Band. And then give it up for our live audience. Hey, you know who says hi to you, Elizabeth Alvarez? Yachtly Crew.
Oh my God.
You remember Yachtly Crew?
Of course. They are so awesome. I saw them at the Belly Up, I want to say it was last year. And I honestly did not want to go. I did not want to go to this concert. I went with a few friends. And I forced myself, and I ended up having the best time because everyone, well, you know, the Belly Up is kind of intimate anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But everyone was singing the show that they put on, these guys in their characters, and it was good music. It was so fun.
And they skyrocketed to fame. I mean,
They're
when they used to do our patio,
I
anytime they came in, now they have residencies in Las Vegas. They're traveling all over the world. I mean,
And I first met them, by interviewing them on the show. You booked them on the weekend show.
wow. And then, Lauren, I notice you're everywhere, all over San Diego, emceeing and stuff. Is that what happens? Do you guys get so many emails, so many text messages asking you guys to do stuff?
Because we don't.
You know, it was funny because I just had that conversation this past Saturday. We were at the Auto Museum, and Paul and I emceed their gala, which raises money for their technical educational career program for underprivileged youth to get into the automotive industry. But I feel like it's my way of giving back. You know, I mean, I don't have a ton of money to be a philanthropist and do all these, you know, but I can at least use some of what my little niches of doing and make the events fun and entertaining, and we can raise money for good causes. So if they ask, I typically try to make it happen. So, you know, it's my feel-good way to give back.
We give back by dining at her restaurants. We give back to the GDP.
Now, it must be crazy for you guys, Elizabeth and Lauren, when you go to a grocery store. From time to time, someone might come up to us and say, hey, we watched the show. Once in a long while, that will happen. You guys are on television every single day. Is it crazy going to like a grocery store or at your kid's game? Hi, Lauren.
I bet you Chef Deb is more famous.
Probably, yeah.
I do get a lot of that. But it's cool.
It's cool.
Feels good,
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I never mind if people come up and say hi. I always want to talk to them because I always love hearing. Everybody has a different perspective on things, and it's just fun. We're in a studio, and we don't. I mean, I know you get to go out a lot more than I do, but I don't get to go out in the field as much as I used to. So it's fun to be able to talk to people. The cameras don't talk back to us.
Will you guys come back many times over?
Yes, of course. We love you guys.
And we have a doctor in the house. How cool is that? Dr. Abby Olulade from Sharpie Steelers. And from Fox 5 San Diego, give it up for Elizabeth Alvarez. And from KUSI News, the First Lady of KUSI, Miss Lauren Phinney. And rock star from the Cone Restaurant Group partner, Chef Deborah Scott. And Jose on congas. And the live studio audience, give it up for the audience.
How y'all feeling? Make some noise. Yeah. So them a ask, where have you been so long? All the Sully band I make you play certain song. In a little 100, and we are here, Mr. Jamming it down. Them a ask, where have you been so long? Holy Sully banner make you play certain song in the big studio with everybody concentrating on. Fire!